Alright, everybody, welcome. It's been a while since I've done any vocal content for my channel. And as you can tell, I'm just throwing out a theory speculation video for the new Resident Evil 9 Requiem trailer that we got at Summer Game Fest. So let's go ahead and check out some of this trailer. Already, it's beautiful looking. Hard to even tell that it would have been a Resident Evil. We're at the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Sir.
Alright, so we've got our investigation summary report for case ID 199N-PD 45490 pending. The incident is a fourth victim of an unidentified disease. A summary of incident: a deceased individual was discovered at an abandoned government office. Preliminary analysis suggests that deceased may be linked to a series of
Grace. Grace. Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
Alright. So we've got our protagonist in Grace Ashcroft, who, when I first saw this trailer, was on my tiny little phone, and the audio wasn't that good. And I thought her name was Grace Atkins. And don't know why, but I thought that was her name. So when I thought that and I saw this image, I thought that this was Rose Winters undergoing essentially the witness protection to a degree of being hired by the FBI, knowing that she's in a safe location and still doing good. You know, that was my thought. Then I rewatched the trailer when I had gotten home from work and heard the name Ashcroft. And when I heard the name Ashcroft, my mind, for some reason, jumped right to Code Veronica before I remembered, no, those are the Ashfords. So Ashcroft meant that this was the daughter of Alyssa. And it is proven in the trailer, and we do see Alyssa. So that shows that Outbreak Files canon. And that's pretty big, because nobody really knew if Outbreak File was canon. There was a bit of a story. There wasn't like a huge story, but it was there. And it's nice to know that those characters mattered. I mean, only one right now supposedly mattered, being Alyssa, because she had a daughter. And it's good. It looks really good. I mean, the RE engine at work here, freaking just killing it.
My office.
Oh, coming.
I don't know if it's just me too. It's just the way she sounds kind of made me think that it was a little like Rose, but they're probably two different voice actresses. So.
If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now, I need a good technical analyst on this.
Yeah, I just noticed this now watching this trailer again, but she's kind of got like that Mia thing going on with her shirt, where like part of it's like kind of dangling off to the side, the other's kind of like tucked up a little bit.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel.
Okay, so I thought, when I heard the Renwood Hotel, I thought it was going to be a familiar location from Outbreak File 2. I never beaten the second game, but I played most of the scenarios, and I remember that there was like a hospital, like sanitarium kind of place that you would explore. And in it, there was like this leech dude that chased you around. So I thought maybe that's what it was, but it's a completely new location to this game, and just to the lore in general. So I'd be kind of intrigued to see what's going on. That's a tough one.
I know. That's where your mother was murdered.
Let's go and get those shots of Alyssa there, because those are actually some pretty nice shots. Yeah, no. Aside from taking the blonde and making it platinum, I mean, and it looks like she hasn't slept in a while. I mean, pretty close, yeah, I'd say. Not bad at all for resemblance. So that's pretty dope, seeing Alyssa in this. Let's see what else we've got going on here with Mr. FBI agent. I think his name was Brad Dempton or something. I'd have to recheck. It was on his desk, but
Alyssa died 8 years ago. Years mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past.
face the past. I feel like that applies more than to just Grace.
Grace.
What is this?
And even though she's still hanging upside down, kind of funny how her shirt's still. I mean, honestly, I think the shirt would have, flopped down a little bit, come up over the belt, if she is truly completely upside down. Maybe she's not fully, vertically upside down. Well, then again, she might be, but how do you get out of this situation? Your hands are all locked up. You're upside down. Something's got to come in and do something for you.
Stay close. They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Stay away from that!
Alright, I just figured just play it out here because we get into this part
On the crime scene.
and it gets pretty crazy, pretty fast. So, from the looks of this story, we're going to be playing as Grace Ashcroft. Ugh, can't speak. Anyways, so we're going to be playing as Grace. Beautiful Grace here. Is it going to be the start of the game? It's got to be, right? Like, this seems like the perfect start to a game. Hey, the virus is even in that one scene from the start here is pretty reminiscent of the first game, if I think back to it, of, the incidents of people being just found dead, like in the woods and stuff like that. So that's pretty reminiscent, and the whole idea of facing the past. I feel like Resident Evil 9 is like what Star Wars Episode 7 was for Episode 4, Episode 7 was supposed to be this new take on Star Wars, but they kind of repeated instances that happened in Episode 4, which, you know, kind of gave longtime fans a something to look at. Like, oh, hey, you know, it's kind of similar, you know. But it's not a very good thing, and I feel like they're kind of rehashing like that idea slightly. I don't know if it's a full thing or not, but I feel like it's a slight thing that they're taking and applying to RE9. You know, with this go to the past or facing our past, and it's probably more Grace's past than it is any other like Resident Evil protagonist's past. You know, it's just, it makes a strong argument. Like, there's arguments out there that, you know, okay, well, if we're facing our past and we're going back to Raccoon City, then Leon's got to be there. You know, Leon's my boy. He's my favorite. Him and Claire. Like, Resident Evil 2 is my favorite Resident Evil. I don't think any other Resident Evil comes close. 2 Remake is just as good. Like, I still prefer the original, only because that's just what I grew up on. And I'll play the fuck out of both of them. I love them both. But I feel that we're at a point now in Resident Evil where this has got to be the de facto end-all be-all, right? Like, at least for our mainline people. Because Capcom's really trying to get this point across of like, oh, you know, we want these new protagonists, new people in this role, because it does kind of deliver on the horror aspect. You know, you throw Leon into this case of, hey, you know, go check out the Renwood Hotel. He's just gonna go kick everything in the face. Grace, though, she has that past where she supposedly watched her mother die. How? That's what I want to know. So, it's as I just sit here and think about it, right? Just the way she sounds, kind of sounds like Rose.
If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3.
I just, like, if Rose was chill and calm and she wasn't always pissed off in the DLC, that's how I feel like she'd sound.
No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body.
They found another body, and it's at that Renwood Hotel. And the cases are all against FBI. Well, not FBI, but it seems like they're cases against law enforcement. Like, the people that end up missing or dead or infected or whatever the case may be.
One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating.
And that's the thing that, you know, we don't know what this pathology is. It's probably G-virus, not G, I wish, fucking G-virus, man. It's probably T-virus related. Maybe. I don't... It's hard to tell, because they've moved on from the T-virus after 4. It's essentially been plaga and parasitic style infections, unless you want to count Revelations, in which case they had the C virus, which was a branch of the T virus, I think, but it was used on aquatic life. I can't remember. I'd have to play Revelations again. Like I said, it's been a while since I've played some of the more current-ish titles. I've only gone back and played 1, 2, and 3 original, and just the remakes for 2 and 3 and 4. But yeah, this is I want to know. I want to know what the virus is.
Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay, so another thing, I don't know what procedure is in law enforcement and FBI when cases like as severe as deaths and murders and things like that would go. But he's not sending her on this thing by himself. There's no way she's going in here solo to figure out what happened to her mom. And and the only reason I'm putting that there is because if we want to add this guy. I feel like these two accompanied Grace. So this guy, maybe? It's hard to tell. Yeah, he's kind of wearing a suit and stuff. So him and this other guy that gets choked out. Yeah. So I feel like these two probably accompanied Grace to the Rimwood Hotel to, you know, be her extra eyes and ears and things like that, and help her scope out and find whatever clues that they needed to until they get assaulted by the hooded figure. This hooded figure, let's get into that. The first glimpse we kind of get of him is right about here. We're going to go into our quarter speed.
And now...
Alright, so he brings her the packet. He mentions the name of the Rimwood Hotel. And that's what gives us our protagonist's little flashback sequence here. Oh, I should go back here. What was Nathan Dempsey, that's his name. Okay, so Special Agent Nathan Dempsey. Wonder if he has any play in what's going on here. Let's I've kind of noticed this too. I didn't really pick up on it first because of all the screen flashing. There is something there. What though? And then we're gonna get into this next scene, and I think it's the hooded man just standing there. God, I wish I could get a good stop of that. Yeah, she looks a lot better in this one. I couldn't tell if she was wearing like that red blazer that she wore before or not. Okay, then we got our hooded figure. People think... Well, people have speculated that this may be Leon. I respectfully think that that's not true. I don't think Leon... You know, if he was behind the scenes trying to sneak in, doing whatever, he wouldn't look this grody. Unless he... You know, I don't see the same thing happening to Leon that happened to Jill. I just don't. Like, that just seemed like a Wesker move, and I don't think anybody else is really on par for wanting to do something like that. And Leon's just too good of a character to throw into a game starting out as a protagonist without any type of, you know, information leading up to what had happened to Leon. Because as far as I know, I think that the last outing that we get from Leon is Dead Island. If you count the CGIs in with all the games, they are canon. They take place in between the games to a degree. I just can't remember the exact following, but I do believe it's Resident Evil Degeneration, which I believe is the first one, took place after 2 and before 4. I believe. Yeah, after 2, before 4. No, it might have taken place right after 4. Yeah, because then Degeneration takes place after 5 but before 6, and then Vendetta takes place after 6 but before 7, and then Dead Island, which is the new one, would take place after 8 and then before 9. And that was the first outing we got of everybody almost together. Like, the only person that was missing from that was... Well, no, because everybody was there. Yeah, I mean, like, unless you really want to get into it, be like, oh, well, Sherry wasn't there. But, yeah, I don't think this is Leon, but he's kind of got a bit of a smile. As to who I think this could be, I think that Alyssa here, and Kevin from Outbreak File 1 and 2 had gotten together and had Grace. And I speculate may have happened is that Kevin, wanting to, protect Alyssa and Grace, decided to take some kind of matter into his own hands to stop whatever was going to happen, and then ended up getting caught and turned. And he smiles because he sees them before the virus takes over, or before his command takes over to do whatever it is that he's going to do. I don't know. I'd rather it just be a new character and not a legacy character. So just more of her just kind of... She is wearing a red jacket, so that's cool. She's sticking with the red. The fact that Alyssa's canon and everything, it really makes me hope that the others 8 survivors were canon. Then we get this shot here, which looks like more shots of the hotel or Raccoon City, maybe? That was a weird shot. 201. It's going to be a big room with information that we're going to have to check out. Then I think we get our... Oh, okay, yeah, we're going to get upside down here. Let's see here. I'm trying to look, see if I can find any, like, tubes or something. Let's go back a tiny bit here. Get ready to pause. There's like this weird thing here. Looks like it was filled with some blood. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, how do you get out of this? Some nifty boots. Legs are all strapped. Blue eyes. Let's see here. And then she's got this, like, dressing over her, like, shoulder chest area here. I wonder if that's where they're draining the blood, or if she had taken a hit there. Because, so say at the start of the game, you're Grace, you're in the FBI office, Nathan sends you out with your 2 boys, and, they get caught or killed or whatever, and then you're put in this situation. So obviously I'm feeling like 2 hours into the game, maybe an hour, 2 hours into the game, you get to this section. Maybe it's like a cliffhanger spot, like this is where we leave off with Grace until we move to potentially if Leon's in this game, or Chris, or any of the other characters maybe. We get some shots of this looks like Spencer Mansion to me. Kind of that one hallway where the Lickers would jump through the window, where you can get the broken shotgun. Like, I feel like if you were to go left, like down this hallway, there would be a set of stairs right here. And then if you were to go a little bit left here, there'd be a door in here. And then you can come in here and it's like a medicine room. It's just the layout feel like it. It's probably not. It's probably the Remwood Hotel or something. But it's just the feeling I get from looking at this scene. Just brings you back to the Spencer Mansion. All these people going missing. How long have they been missing? Was it recent? Alright, and then we got this shot of... When I look at this, I kind of get Raccoon City vibes. And it could be Raccoon City. Alyssa telling Grace about something before they go to the hotel, or I don't know, it's crazy. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, this one I'm going to, because I kind of want to replay this just a couple times to get an idea of this guy, because it's a tough thing to look at here, but
I know now that
we can see the side of his face. Like, I keep wanting to move my head to the right more to see if I can, like, get a closer look at what his front would look like. But, we've got longish black hair. He looks to be pale. And he's kind of got... looks like a robe. I don't know if it's me, but when I look a little closely, when I see like right here, like it looks like the gramophone is kind of reflecting off, and it kind of looks like Wesker's jacket a little bit, with like the like that nano looking embedded bit into it. I don't know, it's probably not, because then we come up here and it looks like it connects to some kind of collar. And then that collar looks like it's got some dirt on it. And if we look at its face, it looks like it could have some kind of scarring or some kind of, I don't know, deformation kind of there. Man, when you look at all the Resident Evil stuff, like, this guy gives me Spencer vibes, but I don't think it is, and only because of his voice.
That you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft. Special one.
They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
So, I can't place that accent. It sounds Swedish or German, but I'm probably wrong, so. But it's unique, so I don't know who he is. He could be a new guy. He could be related to anybody from the original Umbrella to a degree, you know? Maybe the son of James Marcus, or the son of Oswald Spencer, or, you know, I don't know. That one's a tricky one. Oh, this money shot. God, this shot's so good. I love it. And you can only tell it's Raccoon City because of the huge, crazy, like, overhead shot thing that we kind of got in the opening of RE2 Remake. And you just look at the complete devastation. The thing I want to know is if there's anything under this crater. What I want to know, too, is how far is that crater from, like, your nearest building?
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Okay, these voices I want to go into. Starting with this one. Investigating all these strange deaths, huh? Let's go back.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Man. Two people, I think, come to mind with that voice.
All these strange deaths, huh? Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. That could be Leon. I'm trying to remember Nick Apostolides' Leon from RE2 Remake and RE4 Remake. It sort of sounds like it, but I think it's somebody different, and I think it could be Kevin. And I'll go and show you guys here, because we know who Alyssa is. So I think this is the guy who's saying, you know, investigating all these strange deaths, because I think him and Alyssa may have had some kind of chemistry when they were in Raccoon City. I feel if you get, out of the 8 survivors, if 4 were to survive, I'm going to say that Kevin, Alyssa, the Dr. George, this gentleman right here, and Yoko, because I like Yoko. She's my favorite. She was the item holder. She carried 8 things. It was freaking fantastic, man. God, to get a remake of Outbreak would just be phenomenal. I'll just say that there, because that's just all I want. It's just a fucking remake or just a reporting of the Outbreak file games, because goddamn, it has been so long, and I would love to play those with friends. Alright, but anyways, so that's who I think the first voice is, you know, investigating all these strange deaths. I think that's Kevin. I want to say it's Kevin.
We need to keep our voices down.
We need to keep our voices down. At first, I thought that sounded like Ada, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking it's Alyssa. And it's her telling Kevin that they need to keep their voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Have you seen the same shit I've seen? I think it could be Kevin again, with a little more emphasis in his voice, or this one's completely speculation, and I doubt it's not even true. But it sounds like Carlos Oliveira. One more time.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
I could just picture Carlos saying that to somebody. With his tone from RE3 Remake, when he gets kind of serious, that sounds like Carlos.
Yeah, what's up? Derailed? Was anyone hurt?
Jill?
Ah, shit. Wait, what? Jill! Jill, what happened? Jill, come in! T, I gotta go.
Do what you gotta. I'll take care of Bard.
Jill! Hey, answer me. God damn it. Tyrell, do you copy?
What's going on?
Jill's been infected. I'm taking her to the hospital. Maybe Dr. Bard can save her.
All right, I'll meet you there.
You hang in there, Super Cop. I got you. Fight it, Jill. I'm gonna get you the vaccine.
And that would be dope to have Carlos re-emerge, because we haven't seen what happened to him since 3. But yeah, that would be pretty dope if that's Carlos.
Please know that you are my hope.
Please know that you are my hope. I think that's Alyssa to Grace. Just please know that you are my hope. You are my daughter.
Everyone's gone.
Everyone's gone. It sounds like a small, child, maybe. Let's, one more time.
My hope.
Everyone's gone.
Everyone's gone. It sounds like it could be a child, but it also sounds like it could be, like a child to a teen, possibly. That's all I could think of. The statue. Yeah, crazy last couple scenes here. So let's, alright, so yeah, I feel like this guy and this other guy accompany Grace to this Remwood hotel location, only to get severely screwed up. Oh boy. Alright, this one's crazy. So, we see this shadowy figure coming down from the ceiling. And this figure is huge. Oh my goodness, alright, no, I gotta go back a tiny bit there, come on. There, because I don't know how much further I can go, but look at her hand already touching the floor. Look at just how big that hand is, and then you got her face looking down, and her whole lower body is still being suspended from the ceiling, essentially. She's still coming down from the ceiling. So this creature is big, and we know it's feminine. We see the curvy, wavy hair, and she's got these fingers. I mean, yeah, who knows how long she's been in this condition. So, nails grow, things like that. But with the hair and everything, I've seen that a few people speculate that, with these chains, that it could be one Lisa Trevor. It would be cool. I could see it, like, especially if we were going back to Raccoon City. But we're not. Like, as far as we know, for most of this, it looks like it's taking place in a Rimwood hotel. So, speculation is, if we're not in Raccoon City, and this creature is in Raccoon City, then that eliminates it being Lisa Trevor altogether, because I don't think anybody's going to go to Raccoon City just to extract one Lisa Trevor to use in some kind of experiment. I don't think. Unless the guy, he's looking for a chosen special one, and he comes across Lisa thinking that she could, but I don't think so. I think what this is, I think it's Grace's mother. I think this is Alyssa. She died 8 years ago. We go back to the location. And now there's this shadowy creature that's haunting us, essentially, stalking us, chasing us through the corridors. No control over herself. I could see that. If not, it could just be some random genetically engineered creature that hunts. Could be. Very possible. That's my speculation on that one. So we get kind of a better look at this hooded figure. And the Peter Stormare cop here. Let's I want to get one more kind of close look at this hooded dude. Yeah, it's kind of tough to really get a good angle on it. They did pretty good on keeping that hood overhead. So I think the impactfulness of this story is, if we're centered on Grace and facing our past, the shadow figure is Alyssa, the hooded figure is Kevin, the man in the chair is somebody new. Who knows? Maybe somebody who had ties to one of the founding members of Umbrella at that time, Ashford, Spencer, Oswald, or Marcus. This cop transforming in front of you. And this weird just shot that's whatever. I mean, this one we can't put anything to this. We could say that maybe it's some kind of mental institution, insane asylum, sanitarium, some kind of hospital, reformer center. But I don't think it's not the Rimwood. There's no way that this is the Rimwood. So the 3 potential locations that we have for Resident Evil 9 going forward is the Rimwood Hotel, which I have no idea where that's going to take place. It's obviously not Raccoon City, but it might take place somewhere in the vicinity of that. Then we have Raccoon City itself, which, to be honest, I don't think that we're gonna really get a whole lot of time to play in. I feel like if we do go to post Raccoon City, it's gonna be at the end of the game. I feel like that's where our final journey begins to wrap whatever case up that this is. And then this location would be our 3rd, which is some hotel. Not hotel, I'm sorry, some kind of hospital sanitarium thing. So that's what I just want to know, because Umbrella always has its hands in medical stuff. So, and then for our final shot, we get this zombie. Possibly zombie. I think that this is Lisa or Alyssa. And only because you could just see her hair. In this shot, you can see strands of it on her right side, our left. Could be possible, right? I would, and this could be that shadowy figure because it does look fairly. I don't know, just the shot of the teeth is pretty terrifying. Plus, I don't know how many of you who do watch my channel are big Resident Evil fans, so I feel like I'm probably just preaching to myself here. But I enjoy it. I'm a big fan. I love the series. Love the series. There's only like 3 games I've never beaten, and like getting my hands on them now is possible. One of them is possible. I can definitely emulate Gaiden. That's not a problem. The problem is the BIOS and everything of Outbreak File. Because I would love to get those on my channel. Even if I had to play them solo, I would love to get Outbreak File put on my channel. 1 and 2. I would play as Kevin, I would play as Yoko, I would play as Alyssa, and I'd probably play as George. No, is his name George? I think it was George, the doctor. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on Resident Evil 9. What did you guys think? What do you think is going to happen? I know a lot of people, I've seen some, and that's why I've stopped, is because the speculations get crazy. But, you know, people do think that Leon is going to be in this game. I kind of personally wouldn't want him to. Only because if he were, I feel like it's that time where somebody makes another sacrifice. Because we've never lost a Resident Evil protagonist until 8. We've had side characters die, disappear, flee. You know, Billy from Resident Evil 0 disappears into the night. Well, I should say into the morning. We've got all the male survivors from Outbreak. You know, they could potentially have some form of story in this game coming up. We've got Jake, good old Jake Mueller from Resident Evil 6. You know, he's just kind of been thrown off to the side. We have, oh man, we have so many people. There's Helene Harper. There's, oh man, there's Sheva. You know, like I could sit here all day and try to think of them, but the point is I just don't want to see Leon die. It's difficult to say because I love the series so much, and Leon is my boy, so I don't want him to die, even if it were for like a super awesome, noble, justified cause. Because I feel like that, if there was an honor, if you wanted to call it an honor, that would go to Chris. And I feel like it should have went to Chris in 8. Because I didn't like Ethan in 7. But god damn it, did he grow on me in 8. And Chris has always been a good character too, but I don't know, he's also I feel like all of them, you know, everybody, Jill, Chris, Claire, Rebecca, all of them, they've been in this fight for so long that I think they're ready for this just to end. When it comes to the Outbreak Files, there wasn't a lot of lore. There was some, you know, you're in Raccoon City, you're one of the survivors, you go through, you gotta find antiviruses to keep your virus meter down, because I don't know anybody who knows about Outbreak File. You had a virus meter that built up as you played, and once it hit 100 and you became infected, your character would just turn into a zombie and then just pretty much harass the other players if they were playing with you, or if you were playing solo, you just die and have to start over. It was an experience, man. Outbreak File was really ahead of its time. It was a 4-player online Resident Evil game, and the most recent 4-player online Resident Evil game, Resistance, is not that good. Not a lot of not a lot of it's been good, but we can only hope that 9 is going to be baller, and that if there are characters returning, then let's give them some fire moments before they make their stand, because Leon's already been a baller, but if we're going to lose somebody, and if it's going to be Leon, man, you better make him go out like the most hardcore hero in Resident Evil that I've ever seen, because yeah, Pierce did it in Resident Evil 5, and while it was kind of touching, and it was a good moment, or no, I'm sorry, not 5, 6, Resident Evil 6 with Pierce and Chris, their campaign. It was a very heartfelt moment, you know, after playing through the story and finding out that Chris is just like Leon, he's tired of it. You know, how many people have to die for this to just stop? And, you know, it gets rubbed back into it, only just to see somebody that was really close to him go through the exact same thing he just didn't want to deal with anymore. But it's exciting. I'm excited, but I'm also like calm, you know, like maybe it's just being around for so long and then just having so many games coming out and just, you know, kind of oversaturating it, and everybody just having the ability to play whichever game in the series they want. So while it is on its way, I can wait. If a trailer should come out, you'll get another one of these videos from me. Going forward, I want to try to do more of these. I like theorizing. I like to just sit here and think about it. As long as it's something that's very interesting and has had a pull on me for quite a while. With that being said, and everything as excited as I am, I think Silent Hill F has got my attention just a little bit more. Only because we haven't had a new Silent Hill title, like, in forever. So, we got the Silent Hill 2 remake, and that game was amazing. I have that on my channel. I have Resident Evil 7 on my channel, I have Resident Evil 2 on my channel, I have Resident Evil 8 on my channel. I don't have original 1 or 3. I'm working on it. And I don't have 4. But I'm working on it. I promise. I want to get all of them on my channel. I'm a big Capcom guy. Capcom. I like Capcom. Capcom's probably one of my favorite game companies, and has been since growing up. So, you know, I've never really felt all too wronged by them. So, you know, going forward, I'm excited. I just hope it's a good, fun story. I just don't want a speedrun. I don't, like, it's fun, yeah, but I'd rather just, you know, have a game that just really tries to give you this cinematic storytelling experience. And I feel like we will get that with 9, but only time will tell. But what do you guys think? Tell me your thoughts on that 30-minute trailer. Who do you think's going to be in it? Who do you think's not going to be in it? Who do you want to be in it? Who dies? Who doesn't die? Who, I don't know. You know, things like that. If you're a fan of Resident Evil, I'd love to hear your ideas and theories on this. Again, thank you guys for listening. I know I rambled and I ranted, went a little off topic there. With that, guys, that's my RE9 speculation theory video. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want. And take care of yourselves out there. It's a crazy world we live in, and it's probably only going to get nuttier. So